I'm at the door.
So we start out with our main character waking up in a horse stable with no recollection of how he got there. While he's processing where he is, he remembers that, oh yeah, I was wanting to play that one game that was online, and then I picked my world, and then I ended up here. So pretty much, it's your stereotypical isekai story. Main character sees a game that he wants to play. Main character then plays said game. Now boom, main character is stuck in the game with no way to escape. You know, it's a tales as old as time. But this one's a bit different because I got 3 words for you. Big dog girl yitties. Okay, do you see these huge badonkers on her? Like, I am really doing y'all a disservice on this year's triple win right now. Like, this is the second time back to back that I have showed y'all some huge yitties. But hey, it is what it is. Just thank me later. Oh, wait up. Yep, you put the lotion away. Yep, I see you. Yeah, yep, put the lotion and tissues away. We gotta go back a little bit. Okay, we gotta see how we got to this point of Miss Thickums over here. So go ahead, sit back and relax, and let's get this show back on the road. So after our main character realizes he's in the game, he looks over and sees the horse glow green. Then he realizes he has an appraisal skill. Now, if you've watched your fair share of isekai animes where the character ends up in a video game, you know that you pretty much can't have it without this skill right here. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's how you know this dude's gonna be super OP, because every single time the appraisal skill is given to a character, they become like the most bossest, overpowered person in the show. Okay, so this is like a good indicator that he's gonna become the boss. Now, as our protagonist walks around and appraises stuff, he notices how realistic this feels. But, you know, he doesn't think nothing of it. You know, he still thinks it's a game. He's just, you know, just a very realistic VR. So as my boy's over here just, you know, figuring out the settings, seeing what's up, he pulls out the most overpowered fantasy-looking sword ever. Like, boy, you know in that game's legend, that sword was fucking forged by Hephaestus himself. Like, it's made out of dragon scales and shark teeth, and forged with the heart of a demon inside of it. Like, bro, just look at the stats of it. HP and magica absorption with incantation interruptions game. Bro, this dude's gonna be unstoppable over here. But not only did he get an OP sword, he also got a ring to match it. And the ring stats are attack power increase and charisma increase. So after my boy puts on his overpowered gear, he walks outside and notices that he's in a farm town. You know, everything looking peaceful, serene, beautiful, until this bandit party starts attacking. And as you can probably guess, he stood on that business. I mean, he slashed through them like they was just straight leaves. Like, bro, you would think it was 2017 again. Bro cut through them like he had a 1,000-degree knife and they was just straight butter. So as my boy gets done wreaking havoc on these bandits, he looks at his stats and realizes that he only leveled up once, even though he killed all those people. After he does that, he is approached by the village elder. He deems him the savior of their village, and he says he wants to do his best to repay him, so he tells him to come meet him later on in the day. So he finally finds out our character's name. His name is Michio. So Michio goes to meet up with the village elder, and his reward is the loot that the bandits dropped. Michio goes to inspect all the loot, and he uses his appraisal skill. It is then where he realizes that the bandana that is given to him is not the one that the bandit had. So in order to rectify the situation, the village elder goes look for the bandana that Michio deserves. So while the village elder is doing that, Michio decides like, okay, you know, I had enough, I'm kind of tired, you know, let's log out the game. Now, you know you can't have an isekai if the character doesn't get stuck in said world, now can you? So as Michio tries to log out, he says every type of phrase ever. You know, he says save, close, exit, you know, this, that, and the third, but he can't log out. So, you know, my boy begins to panic. And as he begins to panic, he realizes that he's kind of screwed. You know, he realized that this is reality now and that he can't go back. Like, he realized that the game warning when they said that he could not return, like, it was not a joke, it was serious. So, you know, bro's now stuck in this alternate reality. So he's having like a little crisis. He's pretty much saying that, yo, since the game's reality is now real and that he can't come back, that makes it like, you know, reality. Meaning that that blood is real blood and that he just actually killed somebody. But it don't last for long. My boy's just like, you know what? If that is how it is, then it is what it is. If I gotta do it again, I'ma do it. I'ma stand on that business. So as Michio gets a grip on his mental, the village chief brings the dude who stole the bandana. Now, the punishment for thievery in this village is a bit odd, to say the least. Now, if you get caught in this village, they make you a slave and they sell you. Okay, they sell you, and half of the proceeds goes to the person you stole from, and the other half goes to the village. Bro, now that's fucking crazy. Like, imagine stealing like a fucking apple pie, and now you just get sold as a slave because they caught you. Like, that is insane. And you know that bandana's probably only worth like 5 bronze, a silver piece at the most. So bro really just risked his life for nothing. Like bro really like that dude who crashed out for a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Like it wasn't worth it, bro. You wasn't finna have a come up off that bandana. But hey, I gotta say that is a good way to deter thievery though. Like if I knew I was finna get sold for stealing something, like I wouldn't want to touch nothing ever. Like hey bro, I can pick up like a pebble can get stuck to my shoe and I'll probably throw it back in the garden. Just be like, yeah, nah, I ain't stealing no rock. So the village elder hands Michio the bandit's intelligence card and says you should probably go get these checked to see if they had a bounty on them and you can get some extra money for them. And he tells Michio about the capital and says there's gonna be a market tomorrow, you know, so you can sell your loot, you know, get your bandit cards checked out and, you know, this, that, and the third. So we fast forward to the next day and they head to the capital. They go to the church to get the bandits cards checked out to see if they had any bounties on them. And then after they get the cards checked out, they head immediately to the slave market so they can sell the dude. So as they're waiting to sell the slave master pretty much says that there was a labyrinth that opened about 2 days ago. And, you know, it's newly discovered, so people is getting roused up about that. Anywho, so they pretty much sell the bandit, and that man's worth 30,000 nar. And I'm gonna assume that it's like a 1-to-1 conversion with yen, and it's like about a dollar for the US people. So that man pretty much sold him for $300. Like when you really think about it, that's really insane. Bro crashed out for $300. Bro, in this economy, that barely gets you a chicken sandwich. Like, the most you can get with that is a rat burger and a kick in the teeth. So after they sell the slave, my boy Michio pretty much starts contemplating again. And he starts doing all this like, oh, bro, they don't know me. I'm back to square one again. But that doesn't last for long because he's interrupted by the slave trader. So the slave trader, Michio, sits down. And the slave trader pretty much just like, bro, you trying to buy some hoes? And you already know my boy Michio thinking about stretching. So, like, bro, this man just like, oh, man, I'm going to have him like this, that, and the third. So in order to give my boy a little bit more convincing, you know what I'm saying, so he can make sure he finna, you know, think about actually buying the slave, he calls in one of his maids to come in to serve him some tea. And let me just say, she is certified waifu material. So the slave trader pretty much gives the sale pitch of the fucking century with her, bro. Like he goes on and on like, hey bro, she's a good maid, she know how to cook, she can service you at night, and the best part is, you know, she ain't been with nobody else, so you ain't even gotta worry about STDs. And better yet, she's a beast folk, so you don't even gotta worry about pulling out. Like this man just goes on. Like he didn't even have to say all that. She just already a baddie anyway. So you know, my boy Michio like, boy, how much she costs? And he says pretty much 400,000 nar, which is like $4,000 I'm assuming. But you know, my boy just got here, so he ain't got that kind of money on him. So the slave master pretty much says, yo, you got 5 days. I will give you 5 days to get the funds to buy her. And you already know, my boy Michio sets out on that mission. Like my boy Michio even say, I don't even know how I'm gonna get that money, but I can promise you one thing, she gonna be mine at the end of the week. And that man said a promise. So in order to acquire some funds so he can get the ultimate prize, which is thick thighs, so he goes to the labyrinth to try to get some money, but he realized real quickly that he's not going to be able to get enough money within the due time if he's just stuck to doing the labyrinth. So he says, okay, you know what, I'm going to go collect bounties on bandits and stuff. So he does a little recon, he finds out where the bandits stay, and in order to get like the bandits to come talk to him, he pretty much says, yo, I will sell you this bandit's headband, you know, if you're saying, for 1 gold if you can just tell me more about the old bandit chief. So the bandit pretty much accepts his offer, and then he goes to this cabin. And once they in this cabin, my boy tried to run game on Michio. He tried to just snatch the headband and kill him, but you know, my boy Michio ain't going like that. So my boy Michio like, okay, you want the bandana so much, here, have it. And he just throws it in the fire, and my boy hits him with the cleanest backstab ever. After he takes care of the first bandit, he goes in the house and takes care of all the other bandits, kills them, and collects their hands so he can get their intelligence cards. So he extracts their intelligence cards and turns them into the church. And what do you know? My boy has just enough money to go cop Mrs. Thick Thighs. Well, you know my boy celebrating. So he goes directly to the slave trader and boom, bap, there's my boy with Roxanne. Now that's what I'm talking about. And that pretty much wraps up Harem in the Labyrinth. Let me know what you thought of today's videos. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. And if you really enjoyed it, subscribe and go check out some of my other content. And as you can see, I'm trying to be more consistent with my videos. You know what I'm saying? 2 videos in 1 week, man, that's almost unheard of for me. But you know, I'm trying. So if you got an anime that you want me to review, man, just go ahead and leave it in the comments. With that being said, it's been your marvelous leader, Sage Mode Ren, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Catch you in the next video.